Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Pagan. In today's lesson we are going to be talking about expressions and models. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so we're going to start this lesson with the idea of what is an expression, and I've already written it down and I'm going to ask that you write it in your notes. But an expression consists of numbers, operations, and grouping symbols. And as you can see, here's an example of numbers, operations like plus sign, multiplication sign, and then you'll see grouping symbols, which are the parentheses. So that's an example of what an expression looks like. And then we're going to go into a quick definition of what are exponents. Well, exponents are used to represent repeated factors in multiplication. For example, if I wanted to say 7 times 7 times 7 times 7, I really wouldn't continue on repeating that. I would just say 7 to the fourth power. And any mathematician would know that there's 4 sevens that I am talking about. And this is really important because as we get into higher levels, sometimes we're talking about 30 sevens and nobody wants to write the number 7 30 times. Okay, so please understand that this is for us to communicate, especially as these expressions get longer. Alright, let's kind of start using some of these vocabulary words and concepts. So in example 1, it says write the expression using exponents, and it's 15 to the fourth power. So as you can see, the power is the 4, and the 15 is what we call is the base. So as you see, you're going to realize how I write the base and how I write the power. So since 15 is a base, I do write a really big 15, and it's to the fourth power. And notice that the power is to the top right corner, and it's written very small in comparison to the base. So that's what that looks like. Sometimes people will use groupings such as parentheses to indicate that's what I'm talking about, that there's 15 written 4 times. Alright, let's look at the next one. It's 5 to the x power. So once again, 5 is our base. So here it is. And it's to the x power. So here's our little x power. Alright, great job. So let's go into example 2 where it says evaluate the power. So now they're giving us things like 2 to the fourth power. And I'm going to write that because I want you to start realizing how I'm saying this. 2 to the fourth power. So that's how we say these things so that we have the same common terminologies. Well, we know that 2 to the fourth power means there's 4 2's. So here it is, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. We do know that 2 times 2 is 4. Same, 2 times 2 is 4. And 4 times 4 is 16. So that means 2 to the fourth power is equal to 16. Alright, let's go into letter B. Negative 3 to the fourth power. So that means I have negative 3 negative 3 negative 3 and negative 3 written 4 times. So it looks like this. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. Same here. 9 times 9 is 81. Alright, last one that I want to do with you, and then I'll kind of let you work alone. Well, this one, negative 3 to the fourth power, it's so interesting because a lot of people think that C and D are the same. B, I'm sorry, are the same, but it's really not, because what you'll notice in B is the entire negative 3 value is in parentheses, whereas in C there are no parentheses. So what that looks like to a mathematician is, here's a negative, then there's 3, and only the 3 is being repeated 4 times. So that gives us a different value because negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. 3 times 3 is 9. And when you multiply negative 9 times 9, you get negative 81. As you can see, the answers are completely different. So negative times 3 to the 4th is equal to negative 81. Whereas on this one, negative 3 in parentheses raised to the 4th power is equal to 81. So recognize the little differences in the cool mathematics problems. Alright, I do want you to try D on your own, please. So just go ahead and pause me, and you'll get the answer in class. Alright, we're going to head on down a little bit to the next page, and we're going to talk about the order of operations. So I know that you are familiar with Please Excuse My Dear Aunt Sally, which is an acronym for the order of operations. So we have parentheses first, and then after that we have exponents that we need to worry about. Then we go into multiplication with division. So these two are on the same level. Then we have addition and subtraction. I write these addition and subtraction next to each other as well because they're in the same level. So level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4. Those are the types of things we are looking for. Alright, so in example 3, we're going to use this idea to simplify. And it starts with 14 times 3 minus 2. So we have 14 times 3, so we have multiplication. So I'm going to put an M there for multiplication. And we have 3 minus 2, which is the subtraction. And I'm going to go ahead and look at my order. So I don't have parentheses, no exponents. There is multiplication, so that needs to happen first. So 14 times 3 will be 42. And I'm going to bring down what's up there still, which is minus 2. Now multiplication has been taken care of, and we have subtraction, which is the 4th level, subtraction. So 42 minus 2 is 40, and that is our answer. Now, the order of operations is important because anyone that solves this problem should get the same answer, whether you're here or in China or in Honduras or in Turkey. You need to make sure you follow the same rules so that we arrive to the same solutions. Alright, let's look at B. We have 16 divided by, so there's a division right there. In quantity, parentheses, 2 plus 6, so we have parentheses with an addition in there. And then we have times, we have times 10, so we have multiplication. Alright, so we know that parentheses comes first, because that's our first level. So we're going to go ahead and do our parentheses, which happens to be adding two numbers. So we have 16 divided by, and in parentheses, we have 2 plus 6, which is 8. And then I'm going to bring everything else down. So right now we just took care of the parentheses. So that's gone. Now we have division, and we have multiplication. Well, if I look at this, multiplication and division are level 3. They're the same. So when it's the same level, so I'm going to write when it's same level, okay, we must move from left to right. So the first thing I see on my left side is division, so I'm going to do that first. 16 divided by 8 is 2. Division is done. Then we're going to go ahead and bring the times 10. Now it's multiplication. 2 times 10 is 20. Now that's done, and that is our final answer. I want you to go ahead and try example 3C, and we will also go over that in class. I know you can do it. Alright, last but not least, we're going to go ahead and work on example number 4, where it says evaluate each expression. And they're giving us an expression of 3x minus 1 and telling us that x is equal to 2. So that's important right there. So we have 3x minus 1 as the expression. But since they're telling us x is 2, we're going to go ahead and replace the x with 2 minus 1. We're going to follow our order of operations. So we have 3 times 2, that's multiplication, and then minus 1, that's subtraction. So according to our PEMDAS, we know that level 3, which is multiplication, has to happen first. So we have 3 times 2 is 6. We're going to drop down everything else. And now we have subtraction. That's the fourth category there. So 6 minus 1 is 5, and that's our final answer. Alright, let's try this one more time, and then I'm going to let you work a little bit. We have, once again, 5x minus 2y plus 1 as our expression. And we have x equals negative 1 and y equals 4. So we're going to go ahead and replace x with negative 1. We're going to replace the y with 4 plus 1. So we have multiplication, I see. We have a subtraction. We have another multiplication. And we have an addition. So let's kind of go into multiplication first, because that's the third level, and all the other subtraction and addition is the fourth level. So 5 times negative 1 is negative 5, and I'm going to go ahead and bring everything else down. So we did that one. Now we do have to take care of the second multiplication, because that's level 3 again. So we have negative 5, and then we have negative 2 times 4. Well, that's negative 8. And I'm going to bring everything else down. So that's taken care of. Now we have, Now we have subtraction and addition. So that's level 4. Therefore, it does not matter that subtraction, although here it's here and that's first. Remember that the rule is if they're in the same level, we must go from left to right. So we're going to do negative 5 minus 8 is negative 13 plus 1 is going to give us negative 12. That's our final answer. This is a tough one, but we did it, so great job. Now I want you to go ahead and try C, 4C, and remember all the other ones that I assigned you. So there should be 3 examples I want you to work on tonight, and I can't wait to go over them in class with you. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.